In today's video, I'll show you a warm-up drill that's perfect for all age groups, but especially great for youth players. The best part? This drill is super simple to start with, but can be easily modified to fit any focus you have for your practice. Let's jump right into it. The setup you see here is just an example to give you an idea of how the drill works. We have all the players, except for two, positioned at the midline with a basketball in hand. One player is placed at the wing and we have a rebounder positioned under the basket. The cones are there to guide the players and provide structure. Later, I'll show you how we can vary this drill by simply changing the players and cones positions while keeping the core concept the same. The first player starts with a baseline drive and passes the ball to the wing player, who cuts to the basket for a layup. After passing, player 1 continues by running around the cone and taking the cutter's position. The shooter becomes the new rebounder, and the rebounder grabs the ball and lines up at the midline. Now the next player at the midline drives downhill for a pass to the cutting player 1. Since the passer keeps moving without stopping, we create a smooth, continuous flow. Make sure to maintain a high tempo and good timing to keep the drill running smoothly. Allow the players some freedom with their layups and passes so they can adjust to different situations like traffic in the lane or varying player speeds. Let's see how we can focus on backdoor cuts by simply repositioning the two cones. This time the players drive middle and pass the ball to a backdoor cutter coming from the corner. The passer then continues to the corner, becoming the next backdoor cutter, ready to receive a pass for a layup. By the player receiving the ball in the corner, we turn the backdoor cut into a baseline drive, followed by a layup. If we want to emphasize center rotation during middle penetration, we can reposition the cones again and practice that movement. I think you are getting the idea of this drill's concept. Now, let's shift the focus to dribbling. Let's set up a few more cones and turn it into a slalom. The players complete the course using various crossovers, then pass to their teammate before running around the cone and cutting to the basket. Make the slalom into a square with players looping around the cones while always facing the baseline. Do the same for the cutter, and we've got an excellent footwork exercise leading into a jump shot. The next variation is perfect for younger players to teach driving and retreating. We start with a baseline drive, followed by a retreat dribble. The challenge is keeping the heads up to time the pass perfectly. Let me show you another drill that focuses on keeping your head up while dribbling to make a good pass. The players go through a slalom, and as they dribble, they should pass the ball at the exact moment their teammate is ready to take a shot. After making the pass, they continue through the slalom, run around the cone, and then receive the next pass for a shot. The timing of the pass is crucial. The shooter should receive the pass right after curling around the cone, ready to catch and shoot. We've already seen how to turn this drill into a shooting drill. Here's another example. Again, we start with a baseline drive, while the shooter curls around the cone on the opposite side, looking for a spot to catch and shoot. The passer becomes the next shooter, creating a nice continuous flow. By adding another cone, we can turn it into a three-point shooting drill, either from the wing or the corner. Any spot works. It all depends on your creativity. The second example is one of my favorite warm-up shooting drills. Players start at the top and pass to the right side. Then they cut through the lane to the other side, where they receive a pass from the next teammate on the left side. This creates alternating shots from the left and right. If you are teaching pass and cut, this is the perfect shooting drill for you. Passing was already included in these drills, but to emphasize it even more, let's make a small tweak. The setup is almost the same as before. We have a baseline drive and a kick-out pass. Now we add a second pass. The passer steps out beyond the three-point line, then cuts directly to the basket for a layup. Instead of a rebounder, we have two players at the wing position. The passer grabs the rebound after making the pass. Here's another idea. Baseline drive, kick out. The passer curls around the cone and returns to the basket, while player 4 drives baseline and dishes for a layup. Things get even more interesting when we add a defender. Essentially, a defender can be added to every variation of the drill to make it more game-like and challenging. In this example, the defender's job is to prevent the ball handler from getting into the lane. The offensive player can only pass once they manage to get 1 foot inside the paint. After the pass, both the offensive and defensive players must step out beyond the three-point line. It doesn't matter where they step out. Anywhere they think they have an advantage is fine. If a backdoor cut isn't possible, it turns into a one-on-one situation. The defender grabs the rebound and lines up at the midline. The passer becomes the defender after making the pass, and the offensive player switches to the passer role. I often use this drill to teach how to stop middle penetration. The defender has an easier time if they can force the ball handler toward the baseline. If the offensive player gets into the lane with middle penetration, the distance to the three-point line is shorter. Adding a defender to a shooting drill is ideal for practicing contested shots. The setup remains the same. Once the ball handler gets 1 foot inside the paint, they can pass to their teammate for an instant shot. The defender now has the chance to close out and contest the shot. The defender grabs the rebound, the shooter becomes the next defender, and the passer becomes the next shooter. Before we wrap up, let me show you how to turn this drill into a full court conditioning drill. We use the same concept as before, but the cones are spread farther apart, so the players have to run longer distances. As an addition, we place another player out of bounds along the sideline. This player starts running as soon as the rebounder gets the ball and receives a long pass for a layup on the other side of the court. Once again, we have a smooth flow with extended running distances for the players. This concept shows how you can focus on different skills using just one drill with small adjustments to the setup. Feel free to share your experience in the comments, and don't forget to check out my other videos for more drills and tips. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.